What's up, guys? Welcome to the I Exist Weekly Update. It's a new show idea. I don't know. We're trying something out.
That's right. We're doing Waking Up with I Exist, and then we have this new podcast themed update about what we're doing, because we get a lot of questions that people don't know what we're doing, and we feel like we're doing a lot and really updating social media every single day, multiple times a day.
But we're not doing enough, man. So we're always trying to up our game. This is us trying to up whatever. So there may be music playing in the background, maybe like to the left or to the right or above us. There's our other selves playing music. I can't hear it, but I can hear it, and it sounds pretty cool. I don't know, but yeah. Let's recap the week. What's been going on this week, Karen? What have we been working on?
This week, a lot of things going on. We're working on the new album, of course. Most importantly is Consciousness, and really it's an entire project. It's not that we're just sitting here writing songs.
Yeah.
We are, but we're also incorporating a lot of ideas around the album itself. So with that comes a new website. So we're working on a new website, programming and learning how to program, HTML, CSS, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So that's exciting. And then everything else around the songs too.
So is the music, and we don't write just normal albums. So when we have this next idea of how to get on top of humanity or one up our last record, is we have this crazy stuff. So Cameron's learning like programming HTML for the website. I'm learning C# programming for like 3D worlds and like virtual reality and stuff. And you're like, I told that to some friends, and they'll like hit the brakes. Like, what are you talking about? And that's what's crazy. It's like we can try to give an update about what we're doing, but I can't really show you. You know what I mean? There's nothing that we could say. It's like, here's what we're working on, because it's not finished yet, and B, it's just so out there that it's hard to even describe. So, but what we can talk about is the small little steps that we're making. So even though it doesn't make sense right now, just so you know, this whole entire week we've been working on this crazy. We've been on our computers, I don't know how long, like each day.
Every day. I mean, like 12 hours or something crazy.
Yeah.
One of my friends said one time that, it's really hard for him, he's an artist, it's really hard for him to validate what he's doing and just to talk about it with other people. He said, but really the most gratifying thing for him is when finally he can show the end result and show the project, and when he can see on people's faces that they get it.
Yeah.
That, oh, okay, I understand. But that still doesn't mean that they understood how much work was involved getting to that point.
For sure.
So it's a balance and it's a struggle to explain what we're doing. But we're really excited about the end result too.
Like I remember with Humanity, when we were writing that and putting all that crazy stuff together, there'd be months where I would go without, seeing my friends. They're like, where you at, man? What's going on? Where you been? And they don't get it, and then they see the stuff and they're like, oh, wow, okay, cool. So hopefully it's worth it. We definitely believe it is. So every day we're chugging and stuff. So
cool. So that's where we are right now as far as songwriting, as far as the new project Consciousness.
Yeah,
that's how far along we are, and it's every day we're chugging along. Next on the list here, video updates. This whole month has been Remember Humanity, #Remember Humanity.
Damn.
And we're coming off the last day of it. So we've been doing video updates, kind of reminding everybody about, 4 years ago we released this concept album.
Yeah.
And just riding the heels,
That was kind of an idea from my brother Mark. He was talking about, so many people still haven't heard Humanity as an album. For us, that's our biggest, achievement musically, and to think that there's so many people out there that still haven't heard it, even though it's old to us. The whole #Remember Humanity month was our way of saying, hey, remember this, and let's get it back out there to people that maybe not know about it. So. Yeah, if you're hearing this, like I'm sure, hopefully you've shared it with a bunch of your people, but feel free to do it again. Throw it online. Just tell a friend. Be like, hey, have you checked this band out?
Definitely. Send us an email or comment below. In the YouTube comments.
For sure.
Something like if you have a cool story or something that you remember about Humanity or what your favorite song was, give us some info.
Definitely.
So that's been this month. Next month or the next week or something, we're talking about Remember Polarity.
Yeah.
And you probably just gave me a funny look because you had no idea what that is.
Polarity, Cameron.
We released Polarity 2 years ago when Brandon and I were going on the road.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, it was. And it was a big well, not a big project. It was kind of a smaller idea that we always had wanted to do but haven't done yet. as far as releasing an album that is almost just fun to write. Polarity is just basically our take on an acoustic album. So I call it acoustic, meaning that the songs from Humanity, some of our favorites from Humanity, are on Polarity. And we've just kind of stripped them down into this really chill, meditative, trance-like songs. So it was a lot of fun to write and gave us something different to work with.
Yeah, there was a lot of, so many bands would do regular acoustic albums, they would take their rock album or whatever and they would make an acoustic version, and I've always loved acoustic music and I still do. But this was our challenge to be like, okay, make an unplugged version, but without the normal unplugged format with acoustic guitars and whatever. So we got really creative and it was really fun. So we're trying to get it out there. Hey, folks, I know you don't remember Polarity. Do you even know it exists? So it's like everyone that out there that loves Humanity and stuff, I would it'd be really great if they could hear it and check it out. So we don't even know what we're gonna call it. Hashtag Remember Polarity? Question mark? Question Polarity.
So check that out this next week. We'll be working on that.
It's gonna be good.
Next, Brian and I have been total this. We call it the band awakening. Almost a year ago, we had an epiphany, and it's easy to think on the negative, but we're very positive thinkers. So we were thinking, how can this become better? How can the band become better? And that really reflects us. Yeah. How can we become better? How can we become more valuable? And how can we bring more value to the band and to our music that we're writing? So we've been on this crazy motivational, inspirational wave, riding this wave, and really looking at some people that we could model as far as their behavior and what they're doing and how successful they've become. So one of the guys I want to take a shout out to is Gary Vaynerchuk. Gary is an investor, is an entrepreneur and an author and kind of an internet personality. You can look him up on his, he's got like a podcast type thing and a video thing on YouTube called hashtag Ask Gary V Show, where he talks about a lot of cool stuff. Some of his greatest books, which I still haven't read, Jab, Jab, Right Hook, so I'm looking for that. And there's another one called Crush It. Yeah. And just, judging the book by its title, I'm guessing you can kind of see what that is.
Crush It's awesome, so I've got a chance to check that book out, and it's really, really good. And maybe like after that awakening is what we call it. The only way that we're going to keep going as a band, or like to get to this next crazy level, is with a lot of insanity and a lot of like really positive thinking. Like, so that's why we're putting this out there, because it's hard to explain how we're going to get to where we're at, or when we're there, you're like, how'd you guys do it? Well, it's because every single day we just kept feeding our mind with just positivity and awesomeness, and not just everything's great, but like real like steps, like what modeling successful people and bands and artists and stuff. How did they do it? And then really challenging ourselves to be there. A good buddy of ours, Scotty Hobbs, who I've mentioned a few times, he's a close friend of mine. He's out in Idaho Falls, and he's a team Beachbody coach. So he's a life coach, and he helps people out. And he's been very, very awesome and cool enough to kind of keep throwing us just tidbits and stuff and of knowledge. And he said to check out the book 10X. So that's been this book that I've been on lately. And it's pretty simple, this idea that whatever you're doing, like for it to be enough, it needs to be 10X. Like you think you're good, you need to be 10X as good. You think you're putting enough time in? It's like, no, you need to put 10 times the amount of time that you're doing. And I'm just driving my car and on the way to work, and it's like, yes. Like I just get really excited because I know that's true. I know that's the thing. So it's just great to hear it, and it's great to get throw it in there. So that's Grant Cardone, the 10X Rule, I think is the name of the book, and it's legit.
Yeah, it was pretty intense too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
just trying to think of a cool little thing. Another thing that Scotty sent me was, I forget the name, but I should have wrote it down. I didn't write it down. It was just this motivational speaker guy, and it was Inky something. He played for Tennessee college football, and he got some terrible injury, and he had this awesome story growing up, how he was 7 years old and running up and down the streets with his little brothers and stuff. But there was like one thing that kind of hit me. He was talking about his dad would take him out at 4:30 in the morning, and you always hear these stories about young people, here's how I got, here was what my hustle was like, but his dad was talking, while he was training, his dad was like, You need to find that other person inside of you right now. And the dude's like, what are you talking about? He's like, you got to find that other person inside of you. And he's like, wherever you're at, it's like there's another person waiting to be found. You know, so if you're at the bottom of your game, there's another person there, another version of you just waiting. And as you keep going up, there's another person waiting for you just to become that new thing. I was like, dude, I like that. New person.
Totally.
Yeah. So, boom. Stuff.
It's like you're not ever on a straight line.
Yeah.
Like you're either on a downhill slope or you're on an uphill slope, and it's kind of your choice. But there are no straight lines. So, in other words, either you're dying, or you're living, or you're growing. You know.
And the cool thing is, it doesn't matter where you're at. If you're at the bottom of your game, if you're at the top of your game, the same exact rules apply. But what I'm going to do in this moment, I'm going to change in this moment to go up, or we're going to go down. And for us, we're just kind of like pushing each other and saying, let's keep going up. You know, let's keep being awesome.
So I think like the 10X book, Grant Cardone, talks about like how exponentially that curve will get steeper and steeper and steeper, which is a good thing. And eventually you're going straight up. You know?
Yeah.
So we're kind of somewhere along this curve. And this album really feel like these songs are gonna push us up.
Can't wait for you guys to hear it and stuff. I think that's our weekly update. That's it. You know what I mean?
Cool.
We're gonna keep programming. We're gonna keep wearing our virtual reality goggles and stuff.
Dang.
But yeah.
So next week we'll have another update about what we're doing. Stay tuned. Watch the rest of Waking Up coming at you right here.
Do it. Leave a comment. Ask a question. We'll answer it next week.
Definitely.
Peace out.